Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we have here some new bicycle tech coming out. We're getting to the Tour de France time. We're getting to when everyone wants to launch and release their new products all over the consumers. We all want this. So, keep your eyes glued to the screen. Subscribe if you guys are not, because there is a ton of new stuff coming out, rumored and allegedly. First and foremost, I want to say, for serious, thank you guys to everyone who watched my last video. Of my thank you video. The amount of people that reached out to me and called me and left comments and emails and DMs, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you guys enough. And everyone sharing their experience with what they went through as well. It just really did speak out to me about that everyone is going through their own things as well, and we all have to navigate through our lives, dealing with our own issues internally, and just the amount of support and the conversations I had. I absolutely it made my whole week. It made me it made me feel really good. So thank you guys again so much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I did not answer all your guys' comments because there was a ton of them. But I absolutely love you guys. So now let's get back into bike mode, because I know that's why a lot of you guys are here. There are two bikes I want to talk about here today. I did a video recently showcasing an alleged showing of a Cervélo S5. What could be the new Cervélo S5. And recently, as in today, a Instagram follower sent me a message of what looks to be the Visma Lisa bike team car carrying the new S5, allegedly. Because we don't know if this is confirmed or not. You know, who knows what it is. And this actually came off of another YouTuber's video, Mr. Artem, when he's riding with Jonas, and the team car passes by him right here. So check out his video. I'll put a link down below to his channel. Guy's an absolute monster. I don't even know how he's on a pro team. But let's get into dissecting this, because I made some assumptions on the last video about a deeper fork, and my gosh, this fork looks deep. Also, there's some other things I want to dissect. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick. Hold on a second. Enhance. 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 Okay. This looks to be like the new S5 here. We can tell by these massive deep forks compared to the older model. And you guys might say, how do you see this? How do you do this? Guys, I do this for a living. My job is to study product. So that way, if a customer comes to my store and says, hey, I want a new bike, what's the difference between the old model and new model? I need to know every single detail. This is my job. Cervélo S5. Images. Boom. Pull it up. Bam. Beep. I'm an idiot. Cervélo S5. Boom. Bam. Beep. We can see here clearly. Old S5. Pretty deep head tube. Skinny fork legs. Kind of like my ankles. Deep enough down tube, but they really did beef up this bottom bracket. Now, enhance. Back to the old picture. Massive front fork on here. This thing is absolutely bladed out. It looks like a TT bike. Super big head tube. This thing, again, this is their TT bike right here. This could pass as a time trial bike. You could throw aero bars in here and this could be a time trial bike. But what is astounding to me on the other leak photos that I did a video on with Mr. Jonas and the other pictures as well, a lot of them seem to have their leg while riding on the bicycle and covering up this down tube. Look at the size of this underbelly right here. Look at the girth. Look at the veins. Look at the sheer mass. That is a hefty bike. They also have a new handlebar on here as well, which the Nero boys definitely had a point to it. Those handlebars are probably a good amount of the weight. So the main goal when Cervélo made this S5, they revised it and they came out with the version that you guys see right here. They took advantage of the UCI rule to make this deeper. They made this deeper. But the main goal on these bikes, which I think Cervélo does really good, is that they don't try to reinvent the wheel. They have a bicycle that's already renowned. It's already fast. It's already aerodynamic. Why not just take it lighter and make it better? And it seems like they're doing that right away. They're adding aerodynamic gains. I think also with this handlebar, they're going to go ahead and add aerodynamic gains, but they're going to also sacrifice some weight here. Massive down tube here as well, which I'm sure is going to help make this area smaller to help with aerodynamics. And then also a very clean tucked in wheel right there. But the bike is not, again, anything... What the hell am I doing? The bike is not anything crazy, but aesthetically compared to this one, it looks nicer. And I'm sure it's going to be that much faster, that much lighter, that much more aero, and that much more expensive. But yeah, so no dates on when it's going to be released yet. They weren't riding in the Giro. Tour de France time is coming up soon, but we'll have to keep our eyes to this one. I have a feeling if they're going to launch it, it would be around Tour de France time because every single person who launches a bike wants this momentum to go into it. Hey, Tour de France is on. The pros are riding their bikes. I can ride like them. What bike are they riding? I can ride that bike. I'm going to be fast. So we'll have to look for that. Very excited. Very cool content. Again, grabbed this from a Instagram user, but also Mr. Artem did an amazing video where he's riding with Jonas. And, I mean, I could probably keep up with those guys too if I want to. But, you know, I don't want to. So, anyways, on to the next bike. So, Cervélo S5. We'll keep that in our sights. If it does drop, I'm going to have my hands on it exclusively. Not because someone sent it to me for free. Because I'm going to drive an hour to a bicycle store and get my hands on it just for you guys. Get my wife real upset about me. Why aren't you spending time with me and the kids? I'm doing YouTube. Shut up. Okay. Second is, we all saw the Unbound race happen recently, right? The Unbound gravel race. Everyone's a gravel rider. Big wide tires, right? The Specialized Diverge. A endurance gravel bike. An all-day saddle type of bike. Very capable bike. Has integrated storage in the down tube. Has a future shock that will dampen vibrations as you ride to take less stress off your shoulders, triceps, elbows, forearms, your neck, your traps. It is going to take away all the clutter and all the vibrations out of your upper body while not sacrificing speed because the shock is above the platform. You're not losing momentum into a shock like the new Canyon bike. The Canyon bike. With the suspension on here, because when that suspension's there and you pedal, you always lose momentum into that front fork unless it is locked out. This is above the platform. When you pedal, this does not engage. You're not losing speed. So it is a great platform. Downside is it's 2020, 2025, and the cables are still external. You cannot run internal cables into this future shock because this cartridge goes into this head tube. For a company like Specialized, who used to have or still has the slogan Innovate or Die, they have the Tarmac SLA with integrated cables, but then they have Crux, gravel bike, external cables, Diverge, gravel bike, external cables, Specialized Athos, their lightweight road bike, external cables, Specialized Roubaix SL8, their endurance road bike, external cables, Diverge STR, another gravel bike, dual suspension, future shock on there. 5 bikes with external cables in the year 2025. I sell bikes for a living. That is my job. Aesthetics is really important to these consumers. I will say that to the most. In terms of functionality, performance, the bicycle does anything and everything you want. You can race on it. You can set it up for a race setting. You can set up for an all-day endurance event. You have hydration areas and options all over the place. But when they were going to go ahead, and this is allegedly, I think it's a new Diverge, but when they, when they were going to go ahead and remake this bike, I was like, man, you know what would be cool? If they put internal cables on a bike. Now, I know there's going to be plenty of purists saying, I don't like the internal cables. I like to be able to work on my headset. Same here. I love it. It makes my job easy. It makes my job way easier. But aesthetically, from a consumer aspect and a consumer point of view, I understand what the consumers want. They want clean, sleek looking bikes. There are a lot of heavy hitters out there in the gravel scene. Allied Able, Cervélo Aspero. That's how I feel like Cervélo people say it. Cervélo Aspero. Envy Frey. Envy Mog. BMC Cayuse, Kios. There's a lot. Pinarello Grievel. There's a lot of good-looking, aesthetically good-looking gravel bikes. Now, again, like I said, form, functionality, the Future Shock works. It is one of the best piece of equipment that you'll ever get to ride. If you rode it, you will love it, and you can do a lot of things with the bike. But there are such minute changes to this bicycle that kind of really ticks me off. Now they did obviously everyone knows what they did here. They added UDH, a universal derailleur hanger. You can now mount a transmission system on here. So great. Now you can run your 1x13 setup speeds. I like that. Fantastic. That's what we need. They also seems to go ahead and have massive tire clearance. Everyone wants that. Dylan Johnson. You want to be Dylan Johnson? You put monster truck tires on your bikes. That's what you do nowadays. You want to ride on flat roads? You put 29 by 2.75s on there. But Christopher Blevins looks to be spotted on a bike that had like 29 by 2.2s on there, which is massively wide with clearance. Not knowing if that actually is the clearance, but sometimes they push the boundaries at unbound gravel. So you can see here that's a massive tire. But again, let's take a look at the actual upgrades. Skinnier chainstay to probably lighten it up and make it a little bit sleeker. They went ahead and cleaned up the rear stays as well, so it's not as like this like kind of goofy looking drop. It looks a little bit more sleeker and aero. Again, this is probably a really small bicycle. I think it's like an extra small, if I would assume, or maybe extra small. A little bit deeper fork and like a more aerodynamic head tube. It looks like it comes to a point now. So again, trying to get aero gains. I'm for sure going to say that this bike is probably going to be lighter than the previous model, more aero than the previous model, and more capable than the previous model. I should freaking sell bikes, man, I swear. I should sell bikes. But you can see, photo 1, photo 2. Deeper down tube as well, again to add aerodynamics, but also to add more capabilities with storage. A lot of mounting points on here. I'm sure you can go ahead and hook up fenders on here, which the other one could do as well. But you have this new integrated down tube storage, which looks a lot like the Epic 8, their mountain bike, their cross country. This SWAT door looks very clean, whereas this one looks very bulky. Enhance. Enhance. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. So this is definitely the older style. Go here. We have a much cleaner and sleeker system as well. UDH compatible. On the fork here, they have 4 mounting points here, which could either be used for hydration or maybe a front rack with panniers. Panniers? Am I saying that right? But still, that Future Shock, which looks to be a 3.0 on there, similar to probably the Roubaix SL8. And it looks like a little bit deeper. Just a sigh. Just like... But it also looks like a little bit deeper head tube on here as well. If we go here, this looks a bit chunkier as well with the arrow point there. So really, the name scheme of it, updated Future Shock, thicker down tube, bigger storage system, UDH compatible, and wider tire clearances. Again, it's going to be a functional, fast bike. The Diverge really could tackle any kind of riding you're doing, but when you have a bike like the Diverge, I would love to see something more to it. Maybe more aero. Who knows? Maybe that's for the crux in the future. We don't know yet. But those were the 2 bikes that I wanted to kind of talk about today. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Tell me how you feel. Write me a novel. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Do you think that they did enough? Oh my god, dude. So, the reason why I'm flexing so much, we're going to get a little bit personal here, is I went to a health doctor. I started taking some Lance Armstrong stuff. Stuff to make me feel real good. Nothing like TRT, testosterone, but I'm taking a more natural route to that. And then I took the natural route on the testosterone, but then I just blasted HGH. So I'm getting in form. I like weightlifting. It makes me feel good. It also makes me feel good on the bike as well. So I've already been on it for the testosterone replacement thing. That's more natural, which I'll talk about later. For about 2.5 months or 3 months. Feeling great. We'll talk more about that once I get my lab results back from the follow-up appointment. And I can tell you guys what I've been doing, how I've been taking it, everything like that. I have a video plan for that. And then the HGH I've been on for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I'm like hypersensitive to what I put in my body. And man, like it just feels like when I used to go to the gym, I'd do 8 reps. And I'd be like, I just feel like tired. I get to 8, I'm like, ah. Now I get there. I still have the same feeling of being tired. I have 3 kids. I have a lot on my mind, a lot of stuff to do in the world. But then I start lifting. I'm like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I just keep going. Like the fatigue is not there, and it feels phenomenal. But again, I want to see what happens with that as well long term. So we will have some videos on that, and maybe if you guys need that as well. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.